Ospreys, welcome to the international edition of Inside Swoop. I'm Daria Marinova, and today in the news. Sweden officially joined NATO on March 7th and became the 32nd alliance member. Article 5 of NATO's treaty obliges all members to come to the aid of any ally whose territory or security is under threat. It has only been activated once by the US after the September 11th attacks. Sweden and Finland abandoned the long-standing military neutrality that was a hallmark of the Nordic states' Cold War foreign policy after Russia invaded Ukraine in February 2022. So what is NATO? The Nordic Atlantic Treaty Organization is a collective security system that was established in 1949 in the aftermath of the World War II. The original 12 included Belgium, Canada, the US, France, Italy, and other core nations. NATO's purpose is to guarantee the freedom and security of its members through political and military means. Russia's war against Ukraine, including its illegal annexation of Crimea in 2014 and its full-scale invasion in 2022, has altered the security environment. The Nordic drill, NATO's most extensive exercises since the Cold War in Finland, Norway, and Sweden, involved more than 20,000 soldiers from 13 nations and started last week. The goal is to show that the alliance can defend its territory up to its borders with Russia. That's it for another edition of International News. I'm Daria Marinova. See you next time. Hello, Ospreys. Welcome to the international edition of Inside Swoop. I'm Daria Marinova, and today in the news. Friday's terrorist attack on Crocus City Hall, a part of the Moscow and Moscow region's largest entertainment and shopping complex, left at least 137 people killed and over 150 injured. The total number of casualties is still unknown, and search operations are underway. On Friday night, armed men opened fire inside the concert hall and set the building ablaze, which led to the roof to collapse. Many people were trapped inside. The Moscow concert hall attack wasn't the first during Putin's 25-year rule. Let's take a look at previous strategies. On September 1st, 2004, the first day of school, many children and their parents were taken hostage in Beslan School Number 1. The number of hostages held by the militants were estimated at about 1,100. The militants demanded Russia's withdrawal from Chechnya. 2 days later, a severe explosion shook the building. When the fighting was over, 334 civilians were dead or fatally wounded, more than half of them children. A week before the Beslan school seizure, suicide bombers destroyed 2 airlines on the same night, killing all 90 passengers and crew aboard. 2 planes had taken off from Moscow's Domodedovo airport. In October 2002, about 40 Chechen militants stormed the Moscow theater Dubrovka, where a popular musical was underway, taking over 900 people hostage and installing explosives all over the building. They demanded the same thing, the withdrawal of Russian army from Chechnya. Russian special forces elected not to storm the theater because of its difficult layout and the presence of explosives. 4 days later, Russian forces pumped unidentified sleeping gas into the building's ventilation system, killing the terrorists. At the same time, 132 hostages died, mostly from the effects of the gas. Well, that's another edition of Inside News International. I'm Daria Mironova. Stay safe. See you next time. Hello, Ospreys. Welcome to a special sports edition on Inside Swoop. I'm Daria Mironova, here to tell you more about a rising Paralympic star. The UNF student and St. Johns County resident Morgan Ray is on his way to Paris to represent Team USA at the Paralympic Games. The 21-year-old swimmer is scheduled to race in at least 2 events, the men's 100-meter breaststroke and the 200 individual medley. The first pair swimmer in the Jacksonville's history had to overcome some obstacles.
Just being the first alternate in 21 and then my first World Championships the following year, getting COVID and being in my hotel room for 5 days without a pool, coming out of my hotel room, winning a silver medal, and then last year getting COVID again at Worlds. Just all these adversities that I've had to overcome has just rebuilt and built up my character. And yeah, my confidence has just never been higher.
Morgan Ray achieved one of his childhood dreams, made it to the Paralympic Team USA. Who inspires him?
My older brother Mason, definitely. When growing up, I followed him through most of the sports that I did, like soccer, swimming, basketball, and swimming ended up being the one that I stuck with, but he was definitely there from the start of it.
Morgan's Ray family will support him in Paris. The Paralympic Games will start on August 28th. That's it for today. Don't forget to support your local athletes during the Paris Olympics and Paralympics. I'm Daria Marinova. See you next time. Hey Ospreys, welcome to the international edition of Inside Swoop. I'm Daria Marinova, and today we will travel around the world for global news. The first publicly known cases have emerged of Russian authorities penalizing people under a court ruling that outlawed LGBTQ activism as extremist. Russian media and rights groups have reported with at least 3 people who displayed rainbow-colored items received jail time or fines. After sending troops into Ukraine in 2022, the Kremlin built up a campaign against what is called the West's degrading influence that targets LGBTQ community and its supporters. Besides that, the Kremlin's crackdown is aimed at opposition figures, journalists, activists, and any critics of Putin. Moscow court on Friday ordered a Russian journalist who covered the trials of late Russian opposition politician Alexei Navalny and other dissidents to remain in custody on the pending charges and trial investigation of extremism. Antonina Faborskaya was initially detained in March after laying flowers on Navalny's grave. She is accused of collecting material, producing and editing videos and publications for Navalny's Foundation for Fighting Corruption. The House approved $95 billion in foreign aid for Ukraine, Israel, and other U.S. allies in a rare Saturday session as Democrats and Republicans united together after months of hard right resistance over renewed American support for repelling Russia's invasion. Many Democrats cheered on the House floor and waved blue and yellow flags of Ukraine. Aid to Israel and other allies also won approval by healthy margins, as did a measure to close down on the popular platform TikTok. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for watching the International Edition. I'm Daria Mironova. See you next time.